Welcome to Tea and Talks every Sunday at 2 p.m. Today we're going to be talking about exercise, and it was a little dark here, so we added a bit of a light. Hopefully, will not shine too much and blind everybody. So I'm over here pasty white, so I have the shine advantage. Good afternoon, and today we're here with some tea to get things going on our topic of movement today. Something that I want to communicate throughout our talk today is that movement is detox. And I'll get into why that is later. I've done a lot of study about the lymphatic system and how it relates to cellulite and all that stuff that, it's good to know about so you don't have accumulation of cellulite and whatnot. So anyway, I've been able to get through and make a lot of progress through exercise and through Shirona actually helping me and coaching me through that process. So I want to share with you a little bit about what I've been doing and what kind of results that I've seen from it. But first, we're going to let you know what we're drinking today. That is actually, I know we said movement is detox, but what we're drinking today is actually a detox too. And why is that? Well, we're having ginger. Ginger is an anti-inflammatory, and we have added lemon, which isn't that a great detoxer?
I guess so.
I don't know, that's what they say, a great daily detoxer. So, actually, you don't want to have it every day. Some people say to take it every day, but you don't want to because from what I heard, it damages your enamel. But if you just have lemon in your tea once a week, it does fine for your teeth.
hmm
And it's a good detox, like a good reset. So I know we've been having ginger tea a lot, but
hmm
I have needed it. I'm having some swelling in my nose. I don't know if it's from the allergies or what.
Even Jessica's thinking about changing her name, Jessica Ginger Queen, because this is so much ginger.
Mm. And especially if you don't like the taste of ginger, add some lemon and honey to it. I know
hmm
my sister-in-law doesn't care for the. She's like, Jessica. She texts me. She says, Jessica, do you have any kind of tea that's good for laryngitis? Because apparently I've become like the tea woman. She's like, I figure if anybody knows about tea, it'd be you. So she texted me and she said, what kind of tea can I take for laryngitis? And I didn't really know, but I figured that it would have something to do with an anti-inflammatory. Ginger's good for almost everything. So I said, okay, take some ginger. And she's like, I hate the taste of ginger. So I said, okay, add some lemon juice to it and some honey, and you shouldn't be able to taste it very much at all. So I think she did that. And I don't know. I don't know how things worked for her, but I think she's clearing everything up slowly but surely.
hmm See, we are helping people. So,
So today we're gonna hopefully provide some good advice and tips for you guys too, and just kind of let you in into what we've been doing the past year,
hmm
basically. Because when did we start this journey? We started it
oh no, no, we started it when we had the
spring,
no, after my brother left is when we started it. So whenever my brother came and left,
so it's sometime like early summer, late spring, something like that.
something like that, yeah.
Okay.
When my brother was here, we would make it to the gym like once a week or something, but we started going to the gym seriously after he left.
Okay, so let me give you some background as to where I was before and where I am right now. So, Sharona, can you give everyone like a little bit of background as to where I was before we started in the spring?
Well, one of the things that I want to emphasize is when we first started going to the gym, this was like taking a bull for slaughter. Jessica would not want to go. She's
That's
like,
so true.
I would go, just stay in the hot room. That was like about the only thing. Now,
And I hated the idea of going to the YMCA
hmm
because I was like, there's so many people, there's kids. I
hmm
liked my Planet Fitness type deal, but
yeah,
I actually hadn't been going to the gym for like 8 months.
hmm first I had to trick her into saying like, hey, look, there's a swimming pool there. And then I had to find a warmer pool because when the new Y opened, it had this pool that was warm. Now Jessica was hooked in. So it was not easy to get her there because we have a little warm pool, which is kind of nice. That's how we started getting there because it was like she does not like a lot of people, and many people who knows her knows that she doesn't like to be around a lot of people. But when you go to the
Right.
Y, it's like, and like I don't know, it looks like the whole northeast side of Fort Wayne showed up at the Y.
Yeah.
It's just
And
it's hard.
what kind of problems did I have that I was dealing with before I started exercising?
Um, lot of like I believe you had like hip problems, movement, and like if you work out one day, you don't want to work out for another 3, 4 days or something. So
Yeah, not very motivated.
not very motivated, and you're like, oh, I worked out so hard, I don't know if I want to do it again. So things like that.
And did I have a lot of energy?
No, you had
Did I
no,
accomplish things?
no. So you were like doing very poorly. Um, Besides cooking and that kind of stuff, basic stuff, the energy was very, very low.
Yeah, dishes
And
would pile up.
yeah, and then um, the thing is like this was not something that you wanted to do, and also it was not easy in the beginning. And many people who looks at Jessica, they would say like she's skinny and she looks to be healthy, but she was like not so good with the weights. Um, and
No, not at all.
like if you give high uh, intensity interval workouts for Jessica, she would do it for like 2 minutes. Now
Yeah.
she's doing it for almost 30 minutes. She pushes very, very hard. Like last night, she went and killed it. And people were even staring at her because she was like,
Really?
yeah, kicking and punching and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And, I had to go and talk to the people who were at the Y, like, hey, did you guys see how hard she was working?
Yeah, he was bragging on me.
And they were kind of embarrassed because they were staring. So they are like, uh-oh, we got caught.
Um, I will say, yeah, before we started at the gym, and yeah, like he said, I had very low motivation. Dishes would pile up in the sink. I had back problems too, and I had gotten to the point where I couldn't even stand up straight
Mhm.
because sitting for like a year had somehow really just stopped things flowing in my body, and I don't think I had any circulation in my lower back and like butt area.
Mhm.
So I started getting these back pains. Well, the tightness of my legs from sitting was also affecting my left foot, so I could only walk in the neighborhood for 5 minutes. That's it. Walk for 5 minutes before my leg or
Mhm.
before my foot would hurt.
Mhm.
And so, and then I would try to exercise and I would get injured if I would do any minor type of exercising or even stretching because my foot and
Mhm.
my back. So everything had to be handled very much with care. So Sharona and
Ve-
I started off in the pool a lot.
Yeah, very delicate. When we first started,
Right.
Jessica was extremely delicate. So we started in the pool, like very gentle exercises in the beginning. So it was not an all-out thing. So pool, kind of, especially that pool that the new Y has.
Yeah, the Jackson Layman has a warm pool. It's not as hot as a hot tub, but
Mhm.
it's hotter than a regular pool.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much the only thing I can really handle. So
Mhm.
I always go in there and I kind of like swim some laps. It's not really big, but you can still go back and forth and get some exercise.
Mhm.
So we started off in the warm pool.
Mhm.
And I suggest that for anybody who's been sedentary for a while, just take it really gentle, really graceful.
Mhm.
Um,
Li-
and
Like yesterday, we met this gentleman, and
mhm.
what he was saying was very true. What
Hmm.
was he saying?
He said, young and dumb, older and wiser. And he kept repeating that. And then we said, well, what do you mean? And he said, when you're young, you come to the gym, you work out really hard, and really what you care about is looking good. So you're building your muscles and you're making yourself look fantastic, right?
Mhm.
And he said, and you're just dumb. Like you just push and push and push to try and make yourself look good, and you injure yourself repeatedly. So he said a lot of young people get in here and they injure themselves. But he said, as you get older, you get wiser and you start doing things like going to the sauna before you work out to warm your muscles up, and you start, spending time in the pool to loosen things up, things like that. So he was just explaining how you got to handle things at the gym like an older and wiser person.
Mhm. Because it's so important. A lot of people, they have these expectations to meet. I always repeat this word expectations. They go to the gym and they just like push. They look at the other guy, oh, he's doing the bench press 200 pounds. I need to do 220. Oh, okay. The other person is doing like, 20 jumping jacks. Maybe I'll do
Yeah,
like
competitive.
competitive. And then I don't know how many jumping jacks that Jessica was able to do, but I would say it was in the 10, 15 range before, right? Now, middle of a workout or at the end of the workout, she does 100 jumping jacks, the
Yeah.
star jumps, right? So she has almost like had 1,000% increase. So one thing that I want to emphasize to you, if you can't do anything, if you're absolutely helpless, just start with something, right?
Yes.
It's not like this is not that you're trying to be a world beater or something like that. What you have to think about is some very little movement. Again, we are going back to nano transformation,
Hmm.
right? And in a matter of like, in our case, it was like 6, 7 months, we saw tremendous progress.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so impressed because when we started this, we really took a lot of baby steps.
Hmm.
Like you said, nano transformation.
Hmm.
I would never go to the gym if we started off saying like, all right, we're gonna get you in there, we're gonna push hard till you throw up, and then next day we're gonna be at it again. Like that's not me. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I just don't do that, which is why I hadn't gotten a personal trainer before, because I thought unless this trainer is very intuitive and really understands me and my body and how I work, it's just not going to work out. I'm not going to go to the gym to be pushed and pressured like that. I don't work like that.
Mhm.
So Sharona knew exactly how to handle me. And I was a little skeptical with Sharona at first. I kind of doubted him a little, but for the most part, I had asked him, will you please mentor me in this process? Will you please train me? Because I know you're extremely intuitive and you'll be able to understand what it is that I need. And sure enough, I mean, I haven't been injured, and Sharona has very, very gently taken me from being completely sedentary with multiple problems to where I am right now.
Mhm.
And where I am right now, he explained a little bit of it already, but I just want to explain a little bit more of exactly what the exercise has done for me. And then later, I want to ask Sharona what some tips are for helping us to get started in the gym without injury.
Mhm.
Okay, so New Year's resolutions are coming up. That's why I'm doing this. So get your mind mentally prepared, because I know a lot of you are going to be like, let's hit the gym in January. And then you guys are going to injure yourself for January, February, and then get back at it in March. So hopefully what we say can help out a little bit with that. But yeah, I wrote down some things that exercise did to really change where what was going on in my body. So here's a few things. I think I have almost 10 things written down. Okay. So the first thing is confidence. That's the biggest thing for me. I had no clue that exercise was going to give me confidence. I thought that, see, I was noticing that confidence was affecting like some of my pursuits that I was working on, some of my career things. And I would work with myself with positive affirmations or saying certain things to myself, or just learning how to respond well in relationships, and thinking in those ways, as I purify myself, I'll become more confident. That is true to a certain extent, but I had no clue how much exercise would. And the funny thing is that I never decided let's go to the gym and start exercising.
Mhm.
We actually got in a car accident, And through the car accident, I had to go through therapy, and that therapy involved some kind of strength training exercises. And so I gently got into it with some professional help. So, I had back problems and foot problems, so that helped tremendously. I got chiropractic work, some trigger point release therapy to help with my foot and my back and all that. And so, that to me was just like, it was like, to me, God or something out there had said, okay, Jessica's ready for this in her life, and she wants to step it up. Let me help her. And
Yeah,
so the accident was a blessing.
yeah, I want to interrupt something
Yeah,
here because sometimes people, what they don't understand is the blessing in a disaster,
in disguise.
in disguise.
Yeah.
Like when we had the accident, we could have given up and say, like, okay, now we have foot problems, back problems,
Now we
neck
got all
problems,
kinds of
all
problems.
kinds of problems because of the accident. This is the end of it, right? But sometimes these activates our next step. We had to
Yep.
pay very careful attention to see what is the lesson
Mm-hmm.
of this incident, this accident, or loss of money, or like, some health issues, or whatever. There's always something related to just that.
Yeah. And this was our way out. This was my way out of
Hmm.
my situation.
Hmm.
So we started off with Dr. Paul at the Spine Center. He's no longer there, but he was fantastic.
Hmm.
And he combined some trigger point release therapy and some Asian techniques, acupressure and things like that.
Hmm. And he actually got Jessica to move doing exercises,
Right,
which
right.
she absolutely hated.
Yeah.
She did not even want to do one set, but
Yeah,
we had.
he would have me just repeat it 10 times and I'd be like, really?
Mhm. And then we have Chanel Thornton to thank for. We used to call her the fitness Nazi or something like that, or
Right.
physical. She was the physical therapist.
Hmm.
She would have Jessica do things that she never wanted to do, like, with the bands and lifting
She probably
balls.
thought, like, what the heck is wrong with this person? I'm
Yeah.
asking her to do 10 reps
Mhm.
of something extremely simple.
Yeah.
She was probably like, what the heck? And
Mhm.
honestly speaking, I have always kind of seen myself as the low performer. I would look at normal, everyday person who went to the gym and think, I can't even do that. This person's running on the treadmill for 30 minutes. There's no way I can do that. I can go for like 12 minutes and then I'm done. Like I would just be very intimidated by the gym in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
And just normal people. Going upstairs, I get out of breath and stuff. So I may have looked like I was skinny, but I was very out of shape. So, where was I going? Oh, okay. So confidence. Confidence was one of the biggest things. Totally blindsided me. Had no idea exercise was going to do that for me. But not just feeling good. I mean, feeling good and looking good, of course, affect your mentality, but it affects, everything that you do. Okay, so confidence. The second thing was physically, of course, we mentioned no more back pain, no more foot pain. I don't deal with that anymore unless I get sedentary for too long. The third thing is my cellulite. I had cellulite on the back of my legs and it's going away and on my bum. So now here's where I want to pause and say there are a lot of people on the internet that say once you get cellulite, that's it. There's nothing that can be done. They say, well, massage might work, this might work, that, but there's nothing documented that really takes care of cellulite. And here's where I want to say that no matter what people say, there's always another possibility than what they have said. And for me, it's just like I got to the gym and I exercise and I keep it moving and it's breaking all of it up and it's going away. So I don't know,
Mm.
maybe those people who said that weren't very active people.
I don't know, but one thing I know is now Jessica tends to wear these like short shorts at the gym, and she's getting the looks at the gym, and also the muscles are peaking. You can see the definition in the muscles,
Right.
which was not there before.
Yeah.
She may have been skinny, but the definition, like the curves and stuff like that, is clearly showing now.
Right. And I don't wear that short of shorts in the gym.
Oh, it's
Just
okay.
regular
Yeah,
Nike shorts.
it's fine.
Okay, so the next thing is I had this pocket on my right leg of spider veins. Now that thing I tried so hard to get rid of. I would massage it, and what else would I do? I would try and stretch anything to get things sort of like flowing in my leg at that point because it was a little bit painful and it just looked gross. So, but I just noticed the other day, I told you, Sharona, um, my spider
Mhm,
veins are gone.
mhm,
That pocket, I mean, I've had that for years. I've had that since high school. It was gone, it's gone.
mhm,
Another thing is, I went to a holistic doctor when I was young, and he read my eyes, and your eyes are supposed to be like an example of the rest of your body. So there's this vein, I don't know if you can see it because the all the light. But see that vein right there? That is what the herbalist said is my solar plexus. He said there's some kind of issue going on with your solar plexus. Well, your solar plexus, going back to the confidence thing, solar plexus has to do with confidence, your self-confidence. So he said there's some kind of issue there. And so anyway, years pass and I have this thing and it gets more red, more pronounced, right, as time goes on and more stress happens. But since I've been going to the gym this year, I recently looked at it and it's becoming fainter and fainter, almost like it's going away. So it's pretty awesome because I'm seeing these tiny little things that are showing me
mhm,
that my body is waking up.
mhm,
Um, look good, feel great, can't underestimate the power of that. Another thing is being able to get more done, like we were talking about with, the dishes piling up. I have a lot more motivation, and so like I don't like to sit a lot now. So that means I try and figure out something that can help me to stand up more and get more work done. That being said, I do have low points, like low days where I'm like, oh, I'm just so tired. But for the most part, um, I'm like, okay, I need to get this done and to get that done. And during the month of December, it's really kick-started because Sharona has intensified my workout. And so I have organized things that I have put off for months and even years, or even like a year. So I'm getting all those things done and I am ready for January. I'm ready for the new year. Noise cleared, my mind cleared. Emotionally, I have to say that exercising saved me because I dealt with a lot of depression this year, to be quite honest with you. I had made some bad choices before, and some of that was catching up with me and the stress, everything. I even dealt with adrenal fatigue before I went to the gym. And um, so there was a lot of depression that would kick in every now and then. And the gym is the thing that saved me because it's just like every time I get down a little bit, I get up, get moving, and I start feeling alive again. And I start feeling invigorated and great.
mhm,
So this is what I say less. I used to say, I don't have enough time to get all this stuff done. I need more time. And that is what I say less now because I am actually accomplishing things and getting them done. I get them done immediately. Somebody says, I'm going to meet with you next Tuesday. I write it immediately in my calendar. Or if something pops in my head, I need to call the dentist. I immediately put it in my calendar. Everything is immediate. I try and get it done right away. So it has helped me a lot with productivity. And last thing, of course, is hope because you're feeling confident. You're feeling like, hey, I am reversing things that I have not reversed since I was in high school.
mhm,
I have the energy that I had when I was younger. Almost on that same level, and I'm getting back, and I'm reaching new levels of what I am capable of
mhm,
doing. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is just that I had lost the feeling that I was very capable in life. And physically, I'm learning I am very capable, even though I've always been a low performer, even in high school. Coaches would say, You're pretty talented at basketball. Why don't you play basketball with us? And I'd be like, Nope, too much running. Not gonna do it. And in volleyball, I was a team captain in volleyball, but my coach would always say, like, get the lead out of your feet, man. Get the nails out of your feet because I just dragged my feet. I couldn't run much when we would practice and it was like everyone was better than me. Everyone around me, all my classmates could run more, they could do more, and I felt like the low performer. So So for me to go from that kind of person, that is what I've pretty much always known, except when I was a tiny little child, to now confident, motivated, physically fit, and just reaching new levels of what I'm capable of is pretty astounding.
Yeah, and I also want to emphasize the balance. One of the measures of fitness is balance. Last week we did an exercise where she was standing on her uh, like this thing that's a little bit above the ground, and you try to balance yourself.
Hmm.
At max, she was able to do
On your tiptoes,
in
you
on your
you
tippy
balance.
toes. She was able to do maybe max 10, 15 seconds.
Yep.
Yesterday, 1 week after doing that, she was there for almost 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I actually just stopped myself because I was getting bored.
Yeah, because she was able to balance. So that kind of a
Honestly.
balance, like 10 to 15 minutes to get to 4 minutes in 1 week, it's incredible. I mean, like people who has not tried fitness, they will know. I mean, some people I'm sure they can stand for like 20 minutes. That's not my point. My point is going from 10, 15 seconds to almost 4 minutes to the point that you're like, okay, I'm bored. I need to get out of here.
And
Right?
I just want to, oh, go ahead,
And these
finish.
things are not easy.
Yeah.
And most of those things, when you exercise, your brain gets out of the conditioning, right? From where I cannot do, because you see a physical result. You are like, okay, I'm pushing it, I can see it.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's not easy. And sometimes Jessica has like gotten so mad at me when I was like telling her, like, push yourself, push yourself. She's like, I can't do it. And she will walk out with very, I mean, very angrily. And then she'll come back and say, like, okay, I'm going to do it, right? I hate you, but I'm going to do it, right? So this stuff is not easy, and it's not like, I don't want anybody to think that these things somehow happen magically. It's like, when adversity hits, you push through.
I just want to pause though and say that some people might be listening and thinking like, well, that requires a lot of discipline
Hmm.
and she's hardcore, but I'm not.
Hmm.
And I just want to pause and say that that is not the case at all.
Hmm.
Like, um, everything that I've done at the gym this year has been propelled by not wanting to go back to back pain, foot pain, and feeling just not good, feeling tight, my jaw getting tight and feeling like anxious inside and all those feelings, the hormonal issues you deal with when you don't exercise, okay? I don't want to go back to that. That is propelling me every single day. It's not some kind of like, I will because I've decided I want to reach new heights with my exercise because I don't really have that much discipline, honestly. Like, I have that much passion, but not that much actual will to do it. But in life, when you're ready for something, the consequences of not pursuing that propel you oftentimes. Oftentimes, stuff in your life, like when you want to get out, want to get to a certain place, like I've always wanted to reach my potential. Well, for the past couple of years, I've wanted to reach my potential with exercise and with my body, right? But I've never actually done it very hardcore because nothing has propelled me forward. But at the time in my life when I was ready for it, this is what I believe looking back, then came back pain, foot pain, and everything that was sucky to deal with.
Hmm.
And it pushed me forward. Now I have that as fuel and motivation to keep going every day. And that is what keeps me up. Because if I sit on this sofa for too long doing computer work or whatever, I start actually feeling really, really bad. Like my legs will get tight and my back will start feeling tight again. So it keeps me at the gym every day. And you know,
Hmm.
you want to stay out of that and you want to stay in a good place. So I just want to say to anybody out there that it's not necessarily the discipline. Wait for or start doing what you want to do and and don't get worried
Hmm.
because whatever you need will come along. And sometimes what you're needing is the crap that comes along, the back pain, the foot pain, the crash in finances, the mother dying, the whatever it is. Sometimes those things are the things that are actually going to help you to change your life completely and
Mhm.
set you on a new path.
Yeah, I wanna say one thing, which is when my brother came, we went to Niagara Falls, and Jessica was not sure that she will be able to do that because her physical conditioning was so poor. Like all kinds of pains were coming. She's like, I don't know if I can. And Niagara Falls about like 6 hours from us, right? She was telling me like, I don't know because we go one day and come back the next day.
Yeah.
I don't think my body can handle this. This is not good,
Yep.
right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, each person, you might be going through a lot of pain, you might be going through a lot of adversity, but don't think that all hope is lost,
Yep.
right? And then you got to start small. And so from there to now, she's going now and pushing 270-pound weights, right? She's doing 100 jumping jacks, right? For people who has not done jumping jacks, and some people are probably like really good athletes, but doing 100 jumping jacks is not easy. That's hard, right? Especially when you work out other muscles and your legs are shaking because you're doing like squats or something, and then you lifted some weights. Now to do 100 jumping jacks or do 100 kicks to the punching bag, that's not easy stuff. That's hard stuff, right? So she went from all the way from that one end of the spectrum to like, I don't know if I can even make it to Niagara Falls, to doing this at the end of the workout, right? But it takes little by little, step by step. Sometimes you have drawbacks. Sometimes you're like, I don't never want to make it to the gym. But you're thinking like, is that back pain worth it? Is that
Yeah.
foot pain worth it?
And it's the one time in my day,
Hmm.
honestly, I'm gonna get real right now. It's literally the one time in my day where I feel like I'm really accomplishing something. And, when you accomplish something, you feel good. You feel capable.
Hmm.
I mean, like doing the dishes is an accomplishment, but you do it every day and you don't really feel like you get anywhere because, say, you wake up the next morning and you got to do the dishes again.
Yeah.
But when you're physically working towards something, it's a great reward. So it does make you feel like very capable.
And it's a wonderful thing to see results,
Yes, right.
because sometimes results might not come in 1 week, 2 weeks, but it
Yes.
might come a month, 3 months, 6 months, it may be
Mhm.
even a year later. But when you see those results and then you see those improvements and you look at yourself, you feel confident.
Yeah. So let's kind of wrap this up. Um, like I said, next year is New Year's.
Hmm.
Okay. So um, I want to be thinking about, first of all, I wanted to communicate this idea of movement is detox because I said I was going to mention that. And I just want to say the reason why movement is detox. Okay. We talk about, there's so much talk out there about detoxes now. You have this detox program, this, whatever. I started off my journey this year on a detox program. So I'm not bashing detox programs. But what I am saying is that the simplest things in life are the things that are the most powerful, and movement itself is a detox. The lymphatic system, well, the circulatory system, from what I've researched this a lot, right? So the heart and the circulatory system has its own pump. The heart is the pump for the circulatory system, and that carries nutrients to the body. Well, there's another system that carries toxins out of the body, and that's called the lymph system, and that does not have a pump. The pump is when you move your arm, when you move your legs, that gets the lymphatic system squeezing and pumping. And so the toxins get out of your body. It happens also when you sweat. You open your pores and things, and the water starts moving out of your skin. And that's a lymphatic system drainage thing too. So going to the sauna, great for that. So movement is detox. And so I just want to like communicate that to you, that the simplest things are the most powerful things that we have in our weapon, and they don't cost anything. You can work out at home. So January 1st is coming up, New Year's resolutions. People want to kick it up a notch from this past year. What can people do to just, what advice would you give to just get started? Maybe some people out there been very sedentary this year. So
Hmm.
how can they get started easily and what can they do to avoid injury as they get started?
So here's what I say, okay? Number one starts with who you are and what you want to do.
Hmm.
Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else, right? Because, like my friend Jill Harmon says, um, you might be comparing your whole life to someone's highlight, right? So think about yourself, right? When you get up in the morning, if you can do one thing more because you do exercise, that's an achievement, right? If you can get up, if you cannot get out of bed in the morning and you can get out of the bed on a timely manner and brush your teeth and get out and not being late to work, that's an achievement, right? So think about like, how can I improve myself to my expectations, not to other expectations? So your life becomes easy because you are setting standards for yourself. So that's number one. Number two, what I say is find a friend, somebody that you know that knows you
Yes.
very well, right? That personal trainer might not know you very well, and the personal trainer might be like push, 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 push until you puke. That's not a good situation. Find a
And
person,
maybe for some people,
maybe for some people, high performers, that might work. But a lot of people, if you are in a condition like how Jessica was in, that may not, I'm not bashing personal trainers because I love the personal trainer I used to have, Mr. Jason Minnick. He's a great guy and he pushed me and he got humongous results from me. And that's how all these things
mhm,
started. So I'm very thankful. So find a person, friend, relative, or somebody that you know. If you don't, go to the gym and talk to a couple of people and find a person that you're comfortable with.
that's so critical
Hmm.
because I don't think I would have done what I did this year unless
Hmm.
I had you pushing me. To
Hmm.
push yourself requires a tremendous amount of discipline.
Yeah.
But to have somebody that always goes to the gym with you
Hmm.
and that's urging you to go to the gym,
Hmm.
and then you get there and that person pushes you, okay?
Hmm.
That person is basically there not to give you advice of what to do or whatever. It's there to they're there to push you,
Hmm.
okay? So they have to know you to know kind of like how much to push or whatever.
Hmm.
But for the most part, there's not much required from your friend, but that friend will help so much
Hmm.
to keep it consistent and to make sure you push yourself so you feel great at the end of your workout.
Yeah. And then the next thing I say is drink water. Drink as much as water as possible. Drink plenty in the morning. Whenever you get a chance, drink water. That's going to make a profound effect. It's going to affect you at the gym and every aspect of your life.
Your skin's going to be so clean and clear.
So, drinking water, and then the thing that most people discount is rest. Cut that emotional garbage and cut it out. You're not going to make it at the gym if you have so much clutter in your life.
Oh, yeah, the
And
rest.
rest from things. I mean, sometimes I know if you're a single mother or single father or something like that, it's hard with your kids, but make that your priority. Don't get other drama, having bad relationships and that kind of stuff. Cut that off and then rest. Thinking of cutting sugar is so important. That
Hmm.
was going to be the next step, which is when you say cut sugar, it's in your cereal, it's in your milkshake, it's in everything that you drink, eat, and stuff like that these days. Like even sometimes they add sugar to your burger, right? So one step in your exercise program is think of the sugar. Don't feel too guilty about it. Cut a little bit. If you're eating cereal, replace that with like oatmeal or something that doesn't have sugar, or eat something like eggs and whatever, right? Just make small changes. Make like changes that you can count on. So getting rid of that sugar is so important, right? So that's when you cut your sugar, you'll have more energy, believe it or not, because most people think sugar gives the energy. It's not. You'll have other things that you will want to eat, and then you will know that, oh, these things even existed.
Yeah.
So cut down on that sugar. That's like the very last step. So To summarize things, like yourself, do something for yourself, not for others. That's number one. Number two is find a person that you can exercise with. Number three, drink water. Drink as much as water as possible. Don't worry, you are never going to get drowned. Just drink water. Number four, get rest. Not just physical rest and sleeping. Get rest from relationships, conflicts, getting mad, and
Yeah.
everything gets, but now it goes like yin and yang, it goes back and forth. If you exercise, you will have less and less issues with other people because
Yes.
you can get that aggression. You can go and
Right.
punch the crap out of the bag because you are mad. You don't have to load it on your spouse or child or whatever. Go to the gym and beat the heck out of the punching bag, right? Go in the pool and try to run as fast as possible. Do something, right? So that you can get that aggression. So you will have rest because it's not worth it to have anger all day. It's not worth to have anxiety all day. It's not worth to have pain and all kinds of stuff every day. Your exercise program will help. So think about that. And the last one is very simple, yet it's not simple. Cut down your sugar as much as you want. You don't need sugar, but if you want to indulge in a chocolate pudding or something like that, and this is the festive season, do it. Don't kill yourself, right? But try to cut.
Moderation.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's not possible in our society to cut it 100%. So have your ice cream, whatever, or Christmas pudding when you have to, but don't kill yourself.
And what can people do to avoid it? Is there any little things people can do to avoid injury as they get started, especially those that have been sedentary for a while? You mentioned going to the pool is very gentle, but what are some other things like if someone starts feeling like say they're pushing things and their neck starts getting tense.
Mhm.
What should they know about that? And I'm
Well,
asking you because you're very intuitive about these things and you've so far been completely correct with me and guided me so I don't have injury.
well, one of the things is like what you need to do is uh, warm your body up. I learned this from Jason Minnick, like, get warmed up before you exercise.
How can you warm up?
Well, you can like run for like 10, 15 minutes, I mean, or 10 minutes or something, or go to the hot room or something, or like, shake your body around, somehow get warmed up so your muscles are not tensed,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the other thing is like know your body. If your shoulder is hurting or something, stop it. Don't look around to feel embarrassed. If you need to drop that weight, drop it. It's okay. Like you don't have to, if you're going to do 15 sets, I mean, 15 reps and you are feeling pain at the 10th one, stop it, right? And it's helpful if you're having a person around you that knows you because they will be saying, like, Jessica, oh my God, like you are crooked, right? I mean, what are you doing? Like, they will see that pain. So it's not easy. and and the other thing, drinking a lot of water can help you tremendously to avoid injury. And the last not least is stretch. Stretch during sets, stretch after, stretch before. Whenever you can stretch, stretch. Now I know I'm not the best person for that job, stretching, because I'm a terrible stretcher. But be
Best
be
time
be concerned.
best time to stretch
Stretch.
after.
It's always good. Like before, after, during, anytime.
I don't think the morning is good to stretch. When you first wake up, you're really stiff, and I've injured myself by stretching in
No,
the
no, no, no,
morning.
no. Because your body has to be warm.
Yeah, you have to warm yourself up before you stretch.
Yeah, because
After a shower is really great for stretching because you're really loose already.
yeah. So anyway, hopefully you guys learned something. Um, and then get to the gym or at the house, do something. There's hundreds of workout programs that are out there, and get with your friends or chase your kid around. Do something that can help your body because it's yours and it's for you to keep. Don't lose it. Don't just
Yes.
give it away.
And if you are the type of person that does not like going to the gym like me, I will tell you that what motivates me to go to the gym is having a friend And also the fact that my gym has a sauna. And in the winter, I just want to go to that sauna just to go to the sauna, not even to exercise. So having something that motivates you like that, maybe it's the pool for you. Thanks so much for giving us some tips and advice on how you got me from point A to point B. Thanks for coming to TN Talks, and we'll see you next Sunday at 2 p.m.